Hello everyone, this is Daniel Glenn, and today I want to talk to you about how to set OneDrive quotas in Office 365. It seems pretty simple. Every user gets 1 terabyte of data by default. That's the default setting for tenants in Office 365. You can change the tenant setting to a different amount up to 5 terabytes. But when you have existing users, they don't actually inherit that number. So how do you get that new setting to be inherited by your existing users? Well, let's take a look, okay? Just to show you, I am in my OneDrive, and how do I know what my quota is? Well, I go to the gear in the top right settings gear, and I go to OneDrive settings. And then on the left-hand side, I go to the More Settings, okay? And then there's a Storage Metrics link right there. So I can just click on that. And then when this page loads, I can look over on the far right-hand side, and it shows me that how much space I've used out of my quota, which is 1024 gigabytes, which translates to 1 terabyte. So I want to change that for this user, for me. So I can go to admin.microsoft.com, and as long as I'm a SharePoint administrator, I'll be able to go into the OneDrive Admin Center. To get there, I click on the Show All over on the left-hand side of the Admin Center and scroll down, and there's a link called All Admin Centers. I'll just click on that and then select the one that says OneDrive. Once OneDrive loads, I go to the Storage tab, and I'll see that my current default storage is 1024, 1 terabyte. This is in gigabytes. So I can change it here, or I can actually change it using PowerShell. So I can open up PowerShell. I've already I've connected to my tenant using connect-spo service, and now I want to set my quota for OneDrive storage. I'm just going to paste this in, and then we'll talk about what I'm doing here. So I do set SPO tenant, and then the switch is OneDrive storage quota, and then I'm setting it to this number, which is the equivalent to 5 terabytes. Okay, so I'm just going to hit enter, and it's going to take a moment, and it'll be done. Now I want to show you that if I come over here and refresh, it's actually not going to show that value immediately. It's still viewing in the UI as 1024. It's a caching problem, and once it just takes a few minutes, and then it'll show it. Okay, but back over to PowerShell. Now, now that I've set the tenant storage to being 5 terabytes, I want to take my user that I am looking at, that I'm using right now, and change that to inherit that new setting. So the way I do that is I use PowerShell here. PowerShell is the only way you can do this right now. So I do set SPO site -identity, and then the identity I'm passing through is the OneDrive URL for this user's OneDrive site. Okay, and you can get the listing of all of your users' OneDrive sites by going to my website, danielglenn.com, and you will be able to, I'll have a script there and show you how to do that. But I'm using, -identity for this user's OneDrive site, and then -storage quota reset. And what this does is just say, this site, go inherit back what the setting is now for the quota. So I'll hit enter on this one. Let that run. I will then go back to my site, to my OneDrive, and refresh this screen. And you'll notice immediately now that my quota has been changed, has been updated to 5120 gigabytes, which is 5 terabytes. Okay, so I have shown how you can take change the quota via the UI and PowerShell. and then go and make sure that users are updated with that new quota. Again, this is, you do it one user at a time to reset that quota, but you can get a listing of all of the OneDrive URLs for your tenant using a script that I'll have on my website, danielglenn.com. Just follow this URL. It'll take you to that post, which will walk you through how to get all of those. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I hope this was useful.